Dr. Udaya Indrarathna, not very much known in Sri Lanka, yes. But thankfully he's back in his native land to try and do something for the country. Works closely with the government since the election of His Excellency the President, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Dr. Indrarathna is the senior advisor to the government of Abu Dhabi. He is here to talk to us on building resilience through strategic approach for competitive advantage for Sri Lankan tea industry. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. My today subject matter is how to build resilience through an effective strategic approach and achieving competitive advantage for Sri Lankan tea industry. I will discuss with all of you today how do you build a cluster and how we build competitive advantage for the tea industry, for that matter. Well, it's a paradigm shift required in this country, not just for tea, I think for everything. Country strategic plan will have at least 5 pillars. One is the economy pillar, second is the social pillar, infrastructure pillar, security and legal pillar, and the last is the government transformation pillar. Let's do cluster strategy for tea, because the way tea is sold is not the same way rubber or rice are sold. So that's why it's very important that cluster competitiveness strategy is built. I want to encourage you to apply this technique. Is working. Well, I call a strategic staircase. It's like a staircase. You decide where do you want to go. What is your aspiration for tea industry? So 1 billion today, we want to go to 10 billion in 10 years. It will not happen unless you strategize and unless you build this engine and make sure that you have a target.
So the challenge is how do we migrate the Sri Lankan tea industry to the world-class status, the best in class. I think it's possible. I think Dr. Ravi is also involved in the strategy. The Dr. Imbuldeni and Dr. Indrarathna can get involved.
Any further questions? Yes, Mr. Cook.
Thank you, gentlemen. It was one of the best afternoons I have invested in. I would like to repeat this casual invitation, or the invitation made by the chairman, particularly in the concept of introducing a core tea cluster. We, in fact, with USAID assistance 10 years ago, again through the leadership of the CTTA, we established a tea cluster, and the concept of thinking on Michael Porter's comparative advantage and competitive advantage. At the heart of it, we did progress quite a bit, but this is why we are in Sri Lanka. It kind of died somewhere on the way. But the policies, the core values are with us, and that's how we have gone about this 2030 initiative. This includes the farmers and all the stakeholders. While I was here, so that's just to share some facts, and the question still remains unanswered. I don't think we can afford McKinsey, but I know there's a famous Sri Lankan who's done very well in Dubai, who's been teaching others how to do it, who might want to spend a few seconds of his life to invest in us. Does the House agree? Does the cluster agree that it might be beneficial? I think that resolve, yes, indeed. Thank you.
In fact, the Tea Exporters Association are in consultation with him
No, we are talking about the tea clusters. He belongs to all of us.